isn't just for Caitlin, but you asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player set it.
Okay.
Right?
WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes has once again drawn backlash from Caitlin Clark fans after a cryptic social media post many saw as a subtle shot. Sheryl Swoopes can't seem to help herself. She's at it again, poking at Caitlin Clark, not directly, but loud enough for everyone to hear. This time, it wasn't a tweet or an interview, it was a t-shirt. On Gilbert Arenas' podcast, Swoopes showed up wearing a Paige Bueckers shirt. Was it an innocent nod to a talented young player? Not quite. It was a not-so-subtle jab at Caitlin Clark, a passive-aggressive move dressed up as support. Let's not pretend we don't see the pattern. Swoopes has made a habit of trying to dim Clark's light. Instead of mentoring the next generation, she's guarding the torch like it's her pension. She's not just skeptical, she's running a full-blown campaign. From questioning Clark's records to throwing shade during broadcasts, it's become routine. Remember when she got yanked from the Fever game commentary last year? Her comments about Clark were so out of line that even Stephen A. Smith had to step in and say, "Enough." He called it what it was, a tired narrative that doesn't elevate the game, but divides it. Clark, for her part, has done nothing but deliver. She didn't ask for the spotlight. She earned it with record-breaking performances, consistency, and a style of play that pulls in crowds and cameras. No drama, no theatrics, just dominance. The marketplace chose her, not the media machine. So what's the issue? Why is Swoopes so pressed? The truth is uncomfortable. The brighter Caitlin Clark shines, the more some former stars feel their own glow fading. Swoopes isn't mad because Clark is overrated. She's mad because Clark is undeniable. She's the face of a new WNBA, one built on skill, spectacle, and massive fan engagement. Swoopes, like others from the old guard, isn't ready to pass the baton. And the t-shirt wasn't about Paige, it was a message: I'll support a white player, just not that one. This isn't new. Swoopes has had Clark on her radar since her college days. From side eyes during Clark's record-breaking tournament run to dismissing her accolades post-draft, it's been a steady stream of microaggressions and media snipes. When someone new threatens your legacy, you either celebrate the future, or you start throwing shade. Here's the reality: Caitlin Clark's rookie season has already surpassed Swoopes' own MVP year. That's not an insult. That's just numbers. And instead of honoring a generational talent, Swoopes has chosen to become her most public critic. It's not about basketball, it's about control. Clark has done more in one season to elevate the WNBA than many have in their careers. Sold out arenas. Record jersey sales. Millions of new viewers. She's a Steph Curry-like anomaly, an elite shooter with swagger, vision, and an aura that draws eyes. That kind of stardom doesn't just happen. It's earned, and yet, some in the league still treat her like an intruder. They question her toughness, her style, her fit. Meanwhile, Clark keeps dropping dimes and breaking records. She leads in points, assists, three-pointers, you name it. She's already set records for rookie double-doubles, fastest to 100 threes, most fan votes for an all-star rookie, and more. She's made history while staying focused on the game, not the politics swirling around it. Swoopes, on the other hand, seems fixated on politics. And not the kind you vote on, the kind that gatekeeps who gets to be the face of the league. Paige Bueckers, a phenomenal player in her own right, fits the ideological mold preferred by the WNBA's old heads. She's politically aligned, socially vocal, and safe. Clark doesn't play by those rules. She just hoops, and that's why this t-shirt stunt stung. It wasn't about lifting Paige. It was about pushing Clark down. A petty, performative move soaked in passive-aggressive energy. Fans saw right through it. We always do. Swoopes hadn't shown love to Paige before. But now, when Clark's name dominates every headline, she suddenly becomes Paige's #1 fan? Please, this is what happens when a new superstar doesn't ask for permission. The old guard gets nervous. They call it arrogance. They call it favoritism. But deep down, it's fear. Clark doesn't need their approval. She's changing the league without them, and they hate that, but here's the twist, this beef hurts everyone. It diminishes Paige, who deserves her own spotlight. It distracts from the league's growth. And it exposes an ugly truth, the WNBA isn't just battling for viewers, it's battling itself. Caitlin Clark is not the problem. She's the proof that women's basketball can transcend its niche. Her impact isn't hypothetical, it's measurable. Record-breaking viewership. Spiking revenue. National relevance. Young boys and girls showing up in droves to see her shoot logo threes, and what has she done wrong? She hasn't dodged questions. She's addressed racial tensions with humility. She hasn't thrown tantrums or taken cheap shots. She just plays. And that's what makes her dangerous. To the gatekeepers, instead of pulling her aside to share wisdom, they mock her. She's paving her own. When Swoops wore that t-shirt, she wasn't just choosing a player. She was choosing a side. A side that resents change. A side that thinks legacy must be defended with jabs instead of passed with grace. But the game doesn't lie. Clark broke nearly every rookie record in the book. Points, assists, three-pointers. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First Fever player to do it. First to be named Rookie and Player of the Month in the same month. Most assists in an All-Star game by a rookie. Fastest to 350 points and 150 assists in WNBA history. So while some sulk in nostalgia, Clark's out there making history. And the fans are watching. They're not naive. They know what's up. This isn't about activism. It's about authenticity. She's a baller. She doesn't chase causes to win favor. She lets her game speak. And it's screaming loud, the uncomfortable truth. She's already shoulder to shoulder with the greats. And in some metrics, she's ahead. That doesn't mean Swoops isn't a legend. She is. But being a legend doesn't mean tearing down the next one. What the WNBA needs now is unity, not division. Growth, not grudges. Clark is offering that growth. She's pulling in fans from all walks of life. She's changing the way people view the women's game, and no amount of shade, whether it's a comment, a broadcast dig, or a t-shirt, can stop that. Swoops and others can try to deflect. They can pretend it's about fairness or standards or gatekeeping history. But fans know what they're really seeing. They're watching a battle between the past and the future. Between the way things were, and the way things are becoming. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates. Thanks for watching.